Minotaurs live free of the Demon Lord's bonds. Those that serve him become Minotaurs of Baphomet. These brutes resemble the hulking, horned Demon Lord more than others of their kind, and they wreak havoc in that foul immortal's name. Rarely, non-Minotaurs cursed by magic users or spiteful deities might transform into these monsters. Minotaurs of Baphomet often dwell in mazes, leading their allies to hidden destinations and stalking trespassers. Roll on, or choose a result from the Minotaur Mazes table to inspire the shape of a Minotaur's dwelling. The Minotaur of Baphomet lurks in 1. A multi-level mine or sewer. 2. Multiple mazes connected by magic portals. 3. A poisonous swamp with labyrinthine paths. 4. The ruins of a buried palace or temple. A D4 for this one. 1. A multi-level mine or sewer. Minotaur of Baphomet, large monstrosity, chaotic evil. AC 14, HP 85, speed 40 feet, initiative +0. Its scores here: skills, senses, languages, challenge rating, actions, abyssal glaive, melee attack roll +6, reach 10 feet, hit 10 slashing damage +10 necrotic damage, and gore, recharge 5 to 6, melee attack roll +6, reach 5 feet, hit 18 piercing damage. If the target is a large or smaller creature and the Minotaur moved 10+ feet straight toward it immediately before the hit, the target takes an extra 10 piercing damage and has the prone condition. Some very simple attacks there, but quite dangerous. And quite envious of that glaive. I'd love my paladin to have a glaive. Moving on now to the moderns. We have quite a few pages of these, as we have quite a few different types. These are adorable, and some of you might remember they are key characters in one particular Dragon Tales adventure. We have all different kinds here. I think there's a few others over the page, which we'll get to soon. They are very quirky little things. Moderns, mechanized Moderns, mechanized caretakers of multiversal law. Habitat, planar, mechanus. Beings of magic and machinery, moderns embody absolute law. These inhabitants of the clockwork plane of Mechanus tend to the incredible mechanisms of their orderly home and oppose chaotic forces across the multiverse. Moderns are parts of a vast hierarchy, spanning from quirky monodrome communicate only with other modrons of their own rank, or the ranks immediately above and below them. Those more than one rank away tend to be either too advanced or too simple for them to understand. Modrons excel at tasks that require patience and precision, but they have little understanding of non-literal concepts such as art or humour. They have no egos, they have only their work and the certainty that multiversal law depends on their efficacy. In rare cases, a modron goes rogue and develops its own will. In these cases, other modrons are sent to recover or destroy their malfunctioning kin. Seems a shame, though. Modron marches. Whether in service to lawful deities or as part of the Great Modron March, modrons travel from Mechanus to spread their vision of law to other planes of existence. Roll on or choose a result from the modron operations table to inspire what effort leads a group of modrons to other realms. The modrons work to 1. Create a clockwork outpost to monitor the balance of obscure planar forces. 2. Ensure neither side gains the upper hand in a conflict between good and evil. 3. Excavate a portal to another plane. 4. Find a lost contingent of modrons. 5. Reactivate a titanic but lost modron device. 6. Remove a forest, mountain or city before the arrival of a modron procession. 7. Seal off a planar rift or wild magic zone. 8. Wage war with demons, slardy or chaotic fae. A D8 for this. Oh, I'll try that again. 3. Excavate a portal to another plane. The guide swore beep boop meant hello, friend. I don't know why they're after us. A planar explorer learning modrons have no sense of humour. So we come to our first modron, the modron monodrone. The most numerous monodrones can perform one simple task at a time. They believe anything they're told that isn't logically or mathematically false. When faced with unexpected situations, they're quick to seek duodrones for help. Medium construct, lawful neutral, AC 15, HP 5, speed 30 feet, fly 30 feet, initiative +2. It scores here. Immunities, senses, language, and challenge rating. Traits, disintegration. If the modron dies, it disintegrates into dust, leaving behind anything it was wearing or carrying. Actions, gear, melee attack roll +4, reach 5 feet, hit 6 force damage, and gear flinger, ranged attack roll +4, range 120 feet, hit 6 force damage. Moving on now to the modron duodrone. its scores, immunities, senses, languages, and challenge rating, trait disintegration again, and actions, multi-attack, and clockwork blade, melee or ranged attack roll +3, reach 5 feet or range 30 feet, hit 4 force damage, hit or miss, the blade magically returns to the Modron's hand immediately after a ranged attack. And then the Modron Tri-Drone on this page. Tri-Drones oversee lesser Modrons and lead them into battle. They're suspicious of any data provided by non-Modrons. Medium construct, lawful neutral. AC 15, HP 16, speed 30 feet, initiative +1. Its scores here: immunities, senses, languages, challenge rating, trait disintegration again, actions, multi-attack and clockwork spear, melee or ranged attack roll +3, reach 5 feet or range 120 feet, hit 4 force damage, hit or miss, the spear magically returns to the Modron's hand immediately after a ranged attack. The Modron Quadrone. Quadrones are among the most relatable Modrons and those most likely to go rogue. Medium construct, lawful neutral, AC 16, HP 22, speed 30 feet, fly 30 feet, and initiative +2. Its scores here: skills, immunities, senses, languages, and challenge rating, trait disintegration once again, actions, multi-attack, slam, melee attack roll +4, reach 5 feet, hit 4 force damage, and gears launcher, ranged attack roll +4, range 320 feet, hit 4 force damage. And then lastly, this quirky looking thing. I mean, very off-putting, I'm not gonna lie. It weirdly reminds me a little bit of like a jester spider, because all of these faces are like a jester's hat, and then you've got all the spindly legs. The Modron Pentadrone. Pentadrones oversee and protect contingents of lesser Modrons. They're quick to call lengthy meetings with other Modrons when making decisions. Large construct, lawful neutral, AC 16, HP 32, speed 40 feet, initiative +2. Its scores here: skills, immunities, senses, languages, and challenge rating, trait, that disintegration once again, and quite a few actions this time: multi-attack, slam, electrical discharge, so lawful, so one-dimensional almost. I'm not quite sure of the way to put it. It makes sense that they don't have wisdom. Wisdom comes with experience. I think it's quite opinion-based, because your own experiences as you grow, the things you've learned throughout your own life shape your opinions, and that shapes your wisdom, and these things just aren't capable of that. So I really liked that whilst other scores changed slightly, like their intelligence goes up as they are higher ranking, their strength starts to go up as they're higher ranking, things like that, their wisdom never changes. And I love that these lesser ones have low charisma. Again, it really, really works. Next up, another very recognisable monster, the Mummy. Again, so much detail on this image. I mean, you have the colouring, this purple glow inside of the magic used to bring it back. You have all of this bone jewellery on its neck and wrists, the water dripping from it, all these little droplets, even the lighting, highlighting that wet material. Yeah, very detailed and very creepy. Mummies, deathless ancients with ageless ambitions. Nice alliteration there. Habitat, desert and swamp. Mysterious rites and mighty faith can tie spirits to their corpses, binding them to their remains for all time. Should their resting places be violated, these beings, known as mummies, reanimate their deteriorating bodies to restore the sanctity of their tombs and punish those who disturbed their rest. Mummies pursue those who offend them, typically mortals who desecrate their resting places, steal their burial treasures, or defile sites tied to their faith. With undying rage, these ancient corpses go to extreme lengths to avenge themselves and restore what they need to find peace. A mummy might look frail, but its body possesses supernatural strength, and its gaze can strike fear in the bravest of hearts. Those who escape a mummy's grasp might find themselves subject to a terrible curse. Victims of a mummy's curse gradually wither, their bodies rotting away until they're reduced to dust. This curse can be healed only by the remove curse spell or similar magic. So that first type is just the mummy. Common mummies are the remains of priests, nobles, or champions of faith that underwent magical burial rites. Some are preserved through processes using linen wrappings or clay, but others are preserved by peat bogs, ice, magic, and other means. Roll on or choose a result from the Mummy Resurrections table to determine why a mummy has returned from the dead. So the mummy reanimates to 1. Defend a holy site it was created to protect. 2. Obey the summons of a mummy lord. 3. Oppose an enemy who has returned to life. 4. Protect its descendants from an ancient threat. 5. Punish the progeny of those who cursed it. 6. Reclaim treasures robbed from its crypt. 7. Serve whoever speaks the prayer on its tomb. Or 8. Slay anyone who sets eyes on it. Another D8 for this one. 8 there. Slay anyone who sets eyes on it. Roll 7 before opening a sarcophagus, light a torch. X the mystic's rules of dungeon survival. A handy thing to bear in mind. Mummy, medium or small undead, lawful evil. AC 11, HP 58, speed 20 feet, initiative -1. Its scores here: vulnerabilities, immunities, a lot of those, senses, languages, and challenge rating. Actions: multi-attack, rotting fist, melee attack roll +5, reach 5 feet, hit 8 bludgeoning damage +10 necrotic damage. If the target is a creature, it is cursed. While cursed, the target can't regain hit points. Its hit point maximum doesn't return to normal when finishing a long rest, and its hit point maximum decreases by 10 every 24 hours that elapse. A creature dies and turns to dust if reduced to 10. No, not at all. If reduced to 0 hit points by this attack. Quite a scary one there. Definitely want to be getting that remove curse done on you. And dreadful glare. Wisdom saving throw DC 11. One creature the mummy can see within 60 feet. Failure. The target has the frightened condition until the end of the mummy's next turn. Success. The target is immune to this mummy's dreadful glare for 24 hours. We have some more types of mummies on the other page. The big one, the Mummy Lord. Gosh, this is quite an image. I mean, even just the mummies around the edge, really intimidating. This one in particular just genuinely freaks me out. I think it's the mouth. Like, these just have regular sort of skin where their lips should be, but this is like disintegrate. Oh, I almost can't look at it. And then we have the Mummy Lord here. Very intimidating. You can see that he's definitely more powerful than a common mummy. Mummy Lord. Those desperate to escape death sometimes make terrible bargains with wicked deities. Devoting their hearts to evil forces, these villains gain power over death and a cursed immortality that binds their minds and spirits within a desiccated corpse. Freed from mortal concerns, these mummy lords pursue their obsessions across ages. Most mummy lords linger amid the ruins of ancient palaces or temples where they once held sway. Their age-old faith and ties to deathly forces grant them fearful magic, which they use to sow ruin and animate undead servants. A mummy lord's heart embodies the pact that grants it immortality. Rather than burying its heart within its corpse, a mummy lord removes and hides this accursed organ. As long as its heart isn't destroyed by fire, a mummy lord can return to unlife, no matter what doom it meets. Mummy lords are usually consumed by ageless plots. Roll on or choose a result from the Mummy Lord plots table to determine a Mummy Lord's ancient agenda. The Mummy Lord seeks to 1. Open a portal to the past when its power was at its height. 2. Perform a ritual that can be attempted only once every 800 years. 3. Reclaim and resurrect a loved one's corpse. 4. Reconquer the lands that once composed its empire. sacrifice 1,000 souls to its god in return for true life. And 8. Transform the people of an entire nation into undead servants. Some very lofty goals there. Another D8. 7. Sacrifice 1,000 souls to its god in return for true life. The scroll contained a foul ritual to raise one of the children of Octopot. It can't be Octopot because that sounds ridiculous. I'm going to go with Octopot. Should we try that all again? The scroll contained a foul ritual to raise one of the children of Octopot. I tried to burn it, but the flames refused to touch the parchment. Forgive me, but I cannot destroy it, and I cannot help myself. Isu, or Isu, High Priest of Muar. I'm struggling with names today, clearly. Mummy Lord Lairs. Mummy Lords typically lurk in the ruins of places they dwelled in life. Such sites have forbidden reputations. No, they don't. They have forbidding reputations. Or they might be lost and forgotten. The region containing a Mummy Lord's lair is warped by its presence, creating the following effects. Cursed fate. Whenever a creature other than the mummy or one of its allies casts a divination spell, while within 1 mile of the lair, the creature makes a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the spell dissipates with no effect, and the action, bonus action, or reaction used to cast the spell is wasted, but any resources used to cast it aren't expended. Soul Drain. Creatures within 1 mile of the lair have disadvantage on death saving throws. If the Mummy Lord is destroyed or moves its lair elsewhere, these effects end immediately. The effects resume if the Mummy Lord gains a new body. See its Undead Restoration trait. Mummy Lord. Medium or small undead. Cleric. Lawful evil. AC 17. HP 187. Speed 30 feet. Initiative plus 10. That's massive. Its scores here. Skills. Vulnerabilities. Immunities. Senses. Languages. And challenge rating. Traits. Legendary resistance, 3 per day or 4 per day in lair. Magic resistance and undead restoration. If destroyed, the mummy gains a new body in 24 hours if its heart is intact, reviving with all its hit points. The new body appears in an unoccupied space within the mummy's lair. The heart is a tiny object that has AC 17, HP 10, and immunity to all damage except fire. Actions, and we have quite a few. Multi-attack, Rotting Fist, much like the common mummy. Channel negative energy, ranged attack roll plus 9, range 60 feet. Hit 25 necrotic damage. Dreadful glare again here. And spell casting. At will, dispel magic. its choice that it can see within 5 feet of its destination space has the blinded condition until the end of the mummy's next turn. And some legendary actions. Dread Command. The mummy casts Command level 2 version using the same spellcasting ability as spellcasting. The mummy can't take this action again until the start of its next turn. Glare. The mummy uses Dreadful Glare. The mummy can't take this action again until the start of its next turn. And Necrotic Strike. The mummy makes one Rotting Fist or channel negative energy attack. A very powerful monster, this one. Our last creature for today. The Myconid. I adore these creatures. I really do. They're just lovely. They have so many different designs. Obviously with them being based on mushrooms and fungi, there's a lot to play with there. All of the colouring is different. All these adorable little sprouts. I would live here. I would happily live here. Myconids tend to the fungi in their hidden gardens, whether mysterious mushrooms or their own community members. Just such a lovely image with the light filtering down. You've got what looks like dust motes filtered about. Just lovely. Myconids, keepers of the spore. Habitat, Underdark. Myconids dwell in remote Underdark reaches overgrown with moulds and mushrooms. These ambulatory fungal creatures tend to their sanctuaries and avoid becoming embroiled in the conflicts of other creatures. They use specialized spores to communicate, to alert one another to danger, and to defend themselves. When myconids encounter other beings, they use mind-linking spores to allow nearby creatures to telepathically share thoughts. Nevertheless, myconids' goals remain mysterious to most non-fungal creatures. So first up, the myconid sprout. Myconid sprouts tend to their fungal homes and watch for trespassers. Small plant, lawful neutral, AC 10, HP 3, speed 10 feet, initiative 0, or plus 0 I should say. Scores here. Senses, languages, challenge rating, traits, sun sickness. While in sunlight, the myconid has disadvantage on D20 tests. The myconid dies if it spends more than 1 hour in sunlight. Actions, slam, and rapport spores. The myconid expels spores in a 30-foot emanation originating from itself. Creatures in that area with an intelligence score of 2 or higher that aren't constructs, elementals, or undead gain telepathy with a range of 30 feet for 1 hour. The myconid adult. Myconid adults defend their territories and other myconids from invaders. Medium plant, lawful neutral, not normal neutral. AC 12, HP 16, speed 20 feet, initiative plus 0. Its scores here. senses, languages, and challenge rating. Same trait as before, sun sickness. Actions, slam, pacifying spores once per day, constitution saving throw, DC 11. One creature the Myconid can see within 10 feet. Failure, the target has the stunned condition and repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. After 1 minute, it succeeds automatically, and rapport spores again. A Myconid Spore Servant. Spore servants are corpses that have been overgrown and reanimated by a Myconid sovereign's spores. These fungus-infested bodies are extensions of a Myconid sovereign and obey its will. Medium or small plant, unaligned. AC 13, HP 37, speed 20 feet, initiative +1. Its scores here. Immunities, senses, languages, and challenge rating, and one single action, slam. And then lastly, the Myconid Sovereign. Myconid sovereigns resemble towering Myconid adults with elaborate fungal growths. They direct their lesser kin and see to the health and growth of vast fungal blooms. Large plant, lawful neutral. AC 13, HP 45, speed 30 feet, initiative +0. Its scores here. Senses, languages, and challenge rating. Its trait is that sun sickness again, and actions. Multi-attack, the Myconid makes one slam attack and uses pacifying spores. Slam, animating spores, 3 per day. The Myconid releases spores at a medium or small corpse within 5 feet of it that wasn't a construct or an undead. In 24 hours, the corpse rises as a Myconid spore servant. The corpse stays animate for 1d4 + 1 weeks, or until destroyed, and it can't be animated again in this way. And then pacifying spores again, but the difference here is this isn't once per day like the adult. This is just an action it can use again and again, and rapport spores as well. is dressing up, or at least doing some kind of Halloween face paint thing. So I do hope that you join me for that. I've had a really good time researching that game, sort of piecing together all the important bits for beginners like myself and maybe many of you. So I hope you stay and stick around for that next week and the week after, so around the 2 Sundays before and after Halloween. But for today, thank you so much for watching this video. If you do have the time and the inclination, it would be super appreciated if you could like the video and leave a comment what your favourite monster was, anything that you'd like to see more of, and I aim to respond to